we go. We got another wildebeest garage. This time we're going to do a little check engine light diag for side job for side honey. This truck is a Silverado, or no, not a Silverado. This truck is a Suburban. We're going to get all plugged in, ready to go, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay, here we go. As you can see, all the check engine light's off now. What the heck? But it's running rough. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's running pretty rough. There it goes, it's flashing now. So we got a misfire somewhere. So we're gonna turn this off. We're gonna keep the ignition on. And I got the scan tool all set up now. I know a lot of you guys don't have the function of a snap-on scanner or even the money for it, but I'm going to just give you a idea of what you guys need to look for when you guys go to get a diag. Now, when you guys do a diag, it would always be good to get a scan tool that you can pull codes and you can stream data. If you can stream data, it'll help you out with a lot of diags. Right now I like to just go through and check all of the codes that are popped up. So right now we got a injector issue, which is not good. We obviously got a cylinder 4 misfire, and then we got a fuel level sensor or pressure circuit high. So we'll start looking at that. Let's take a little picture of this, and then good thing about technology nowadays is you can actually go and Google some of this information instead of having to remember all this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to check out that one code. I don't remember seeing that ever. I'm always willing to learn, so let's just see what that is. Okay, exactly what I thought. Fuel level sensor. The fuel level doesn't work on this vehicle, but that's not pertaining to the misfire. So we need to check out to see what injectors, or if it's all of them. So to do that, I like to go to here, and we're going to pull up our fuel trims. Fuel trims is one of the great abilities to diag, as you can see exactly if your engine's running too rough or too lean or too rich, causing the misfire. A lot of people think that just because you're running too rich means that you got a misfire. No, if you're running lean, you'll cause a misfire too. So right now, O2 sensor for bank 1. It's not reading very well. Here's your short-term fuel trims. Obviously you can smell the fuel. You guys can't smell the fuel, but I can. So we're gonna go after the injectors and see what's going on. So with this scan tool, I like to go to misfire data. A lot of scan tools don't have this function, but if yours does, another great reason to use all the functions in your scan tool. So we got 5 and 6, which those might be companion cylinders. We'll have to look that up, but 5 and 6 are misfiring. So let's go take a look at 5 and 6 and see what we got. Okay, so for what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be looking at the fuel trims over, or the misfire data right over here. I'm going to start unplugging the injectors and find out which one runs better or which one runs worse. Ones that I pulled ran different except for number 2, which was right over here. So now I'm going to pull number 6 right here, and I'm going to take this little Noid light. We're going to see if the computer is firing. If the computer's firing, then we know it's an injector issue. There we have it. Lighting off. We're getting fuel there. So the other thing I like to do is we'll measure I'll shut it off, we'll measure the resistance from here to here, and we'll see if there's a change. If there's a change, then that coil winding inside the injector had gone out. If that's the case, first we'll do that afterwards, but first I want to listen to each injector and find out if that is what is going on. Sometimes you can listen to it, sometimes you can't. So an old mechanic taught me this trick. Just get a hose, okay? Put that up to your ear. I can hear both of them. It means that the injector is actually working. And you can feel a slight pulsation. So before we start swapping injectors, I like to do the easiest thing. As I said before, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to this stuff. I like to think outside the box. Think whatever's going to be easier. So while we're at it, let's just swap the coil packs. We'll swap the coil packs, see if that changes anything. We do know that we had an injector failure, which that could be because of the other guy, we don't know. But let's just swap the coil packs and just find out. Okay, so as you can see, this one's number 2, this one's number 6. Yeah, that's all glossy and wet. We now know that the injectors were firing, just the spark plug was not. So I'm going to swap number 2 and number 6. Okay, so we got those all swapped over. And it still looks the same, still sounds the same. So our next step is to get a spark indicator or a spark tester, and I'll hook that up. Alright. So I put my spark tester on there and it's firing, but if I can want you to see this. Okay, so that's number 6. It's kind of weak. Oh, we already swapped the coils. So that's where I'm thinking the driver, either we got a voltage issue, we're not getting enough voltage in the coil, or we got a driver issue. Now, let me swap it over to number 2 and I'll show you the difference. Okay, so that's number 2. You remember we swapped over the coil, spark plug wire, spark plug from 6 to 2, and now we have a huge difference. So we know it's not the coil, we know it's not the plug, and we know it's not the spark plug wire. Now this is the huge difference that plays the difference between do-it-yourself or at-home guys, people who are on a budget, and guys who do this as a living, as a trade, a way to put food on the table. Now, I understand not everybody's got the ability to get a scope or a schedule that turns into a scope, but you just got to keep in mind that if you're willing to spend the money, be aware of what you're going to be working on. And if you don't want to spend the money, then be aware that you're going to be taking it to a tech who has the ability to have the tools. Now I could also swap this over to number 5. I'll show you that. Number 5 was also misfiring also, but as you can see right there, we've got a nice high voltage curve. Now they are not companion cylinders, so one cannot be affecting the other. They are right after each other. So is number 6 slowing down cause number 5 to misfire? Could be. So now I've got to dig into the harness and figure out why we have a low voltage coil, or voltage or signal, whatever have you, going to number 6 coil. I can swap this around. Here's number 3. Again, higher than number 2. So it's just one of those games that you play. I hope this helps you guys out with some other diagnostics and abilities and choosing what to use, what not to use. If you guys like this kind of stuff, I'll be digging more into the harness and I'll be putting more videos. If you don't like it, let me know. Other than that, get out there and do something. Doesn't matter what it is. Have a good day. Bye.